Greetings, loves. Y'all hit the like. Make sure you leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about this here. Pretty sure y'all seen these pictures here. There's a guy doing an interview on prison stories, and he's talking about Blueface and his prison time and these pictures and blah blah blah. And I can't listen to it, y'all. Y'all can go over there and listen to it, but that's where I got these pictures from, and I think they're perfect for this video because I'm going to talk about Blueface and his VLAD interview. The VLAD is slow rolling for some reason. Like he gotta go, man. John, you got a first class idiot over there, and yeah. So if VLAD gets into Chrisean again, and he says, I'm gonna try with this transcript because you can't really play VLAD. And he said, so Chrisean had 3 abortions from me. He said, I don't know how true that is. He said, I can only vouch for one. He said, what? He said, He said, okay, I took her to one. It was probably like about one. Okay. He said, so when she told you she was pregnant, you said, I don't want to have a baby. He said, yeah. Every time. Which time? Every time. All the 3, 4, 5 times she told us about. Or was it the time she was pregnant, you took her, and then the time she had Junior? I don't know. He said, I know her. I know she wasn't ready. She living a life of somebody who's almost even can't get ready. I don't know. Transcripts ain't right. He said, because then around that time, she put out this SEX tape. I never heard of yet. Did y'all know about this? Because I never heard about it. And he said, so she put out an SEX tape of the two of them. And Vila said, yeah, so he must have seen it. And he said, she put that out. He said, you're out there, so forth, but SEX tape is a little different. You have children. He said, yeah. She just did that to make somebody else mad. And I'm thinking, like, who's she trying to make mad? Ronnie? Because she already with Blueface, so Ronnie already see that. What else could it be? Like, who else was she messing with besides Ronnie? I guess Charles Barkley? I mean, I don't know. Offset? So he said, so I'm like, man, you put it out for free. We could at least make some money. He said, that was my whole thing. You just gonna do it anyway. Like, at least do it the right way, I guess. He said, but she very impulsive, sporadic, irrational, right? He said, because things just continue to get kind of crazy with her and you. He said, at one point, you guys were on No Jumper and you kicked her off, and then she had a meltdown on the show. Yeah, when she was pregnant and everything, beginning of pregnancy, and she was drunk as all get out and everything. She, Blue, come here, Blue, why are you doing this, Blue? He was like, when she kicked the TV and everything, yep. He said, now, as you're seeing this, are you thinking you should just go your separate way and everything, separate yourself from her? He's like, well, she kind of crazy, but it's creating a lot of energy and viral moments. So I got to sort of keep at this point. I already had this unconditional love for her. And I'm just like, like kind of looked at her as a daughter, like Journey, like a daughter, like a daughter, like a daughter, like a daughter you sleep with, a daughter that has abortions from you, a daughter that's pregnant by you, allegedly having your baby, a daughter that you in a relationship with, a daughter that you got a sex tape with, daughter like Journey, like the daughter you got with Jaden, like your daughter. Okay, so it's like she doing the wrong kind of stuff. Like, I'm just kind of like, man, she gonna get it right one day. She gonna get it right one day. And then, and then she just kept getting it wrong, so, oh my goodness, maybe, she won't get it. No, maybe neither one of y'all will get it because both of y'all is, ugh. Okay. He said, maybe I have to start being mean, like kicking you out type, because you just don't know when to shut up sometimes. And then, so, and he said, but that was the No Jumper thing. But, then it was the same thing that I'll get her, put her on stage is what I'll get, put her off, I don't know. I think transcripts kind of messing that up. So it's like, because at one point Drake started Drake started following her, and Krusty Face, Clown Face said Drake was following Chrisean because Drake wanted to follow him. So why didn't Drake just follow Krusty Face? That didn't make no sense. I guess Clown Face was in love with Drake or something. But he said at one point everybody was paying attention, and then it just got to the point where they was choosing her over me. He's saying, yeah, because she announced she was pregnant with your baby. Now she tells you she's pregnant, and you've heard this before, but this time she says she's keeping it. He said, yeah, this time her mind made up. He said, did you convince her to get an abortion again? He said, yeah, I tried. She said, no, 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 no. My whole thing was I was more focused on her career. And I told her, I said, look, I know you think it's a good idea. You want to have a baby with me and all. You think that'll put you in a position, but when you had this baby, your career is over. Like, they not gonna care about you anymore. They're gonna be worried about your son or your baby. That's all they're gonna be thinking about. Like, you're gonna basically be going around, like, that's gonna take the light off of you and put it on something else. And I don't think you're gonna like that. I don't think you're ready to endure that, because you're gonna want to have fun and they're gonna be asking about your kid. And VLAN says, well, September the 3rd, 2023, Chrisean Jesus Malone Jr. was born. He said, He said, at the time, were you hanging out with your baby mother at the time? Jaden, Alexis, partying? So you didn't want to go to the birth or anything like that? Boy, VLAN, you already know the answer. You know the real daddy was at the birth and cut the umbilical cord. You know the whole play. Everybody knows. So he said, yeah, I was trying to get her on track, man. I was trying to do the baby shower. Hey, boy, he asked you, was you at the birth? You backtracking to the baby shower. He asked you, was you at the birth? Listen, y'all, somebody, and I think it's the same somebody who told Blueface he better claim this baby or else. I think they seen him out here acting like he want to slip up and backtrack and fall back. And they got in his ear and said, boy, you better get some act right real quick. And now Blueface is out here. He copping for Chrisean. He claiming Junior. He saying nothing wrong with Junior. And the next thing you know, she's going to be a great mom and all that. So he said, I was like to the point where I felt like a female. I'm trying to do a baby shower. And I was like, you don't want a baby shower? Why not? She just, I guess her upbringing, was like, maybe she hadn't seen it before. Like, her reason was like, oh, if we're not together, I don't want to do a baby shower type thing. And I'm like, it's not about us. This is the party for the baby. This is where we get free gifts and things like that. Things you gonna need, Dodo Bird, that I don't want to have to buy because it really ain't my baby and all. Well, he didn't say all that, but I know that's what he was thinking. He said, this is not about me and you. But she wanted to keep making it about me and her. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to force you to have a baby shower. Try to take her to the doctor's appointments, get ultrasounds and stuff. But she don't want to go. She went one time just to see the gender, and that's it. One time, bro. One time. So you with this chick. You getting high with her. You getting drunk with her. The whole time you up here talking about you gonna make her lose the baby and all that. You stressing her. Y'all fighting, doing all kind of crazy stuff. And you trying to tell me that's your youngin'? Nah, all that was going on because first of all, you knew it wasn't your baby. Second of all, you was hoping she'd lose the baby, and you with her, sleeping with her, being in a relationship with her, doing all this public with her, and you mean to tell me you ain't made this girl go to no prenatal appointments and take her vitamins and eat healthy and stuff? And you talking about it's okay for her to smoke weed with a developing fetus in her womb? Oh, and she was blowing it up constantly, pills, all that, drinking all that, and you lying. Boy, we got the video proof. You want me to pull it out? Because I got it, boy, I got it. Okay, but he's saying, like, she was like, she was a little, I'm a little experienced because I had children already. I know you don't know a doggone thing. So he said this her first time. She really didn't know the process. She kind of like, she don't know how serious it is. Neither do you. Neither do you, boy. Neither do you. That's why you only pay Journey attention and you don't even realize the issues that your son has, But anywho, well, yeah, because she's pregnant, she's drinking, she's smoking. That's VLAD, right? VLAD said there's a video of her out here talking about it. I think there's actually a video of her drinking and possibly talking about it. And I tell you this, she never did that around me. Smoking, yeah, but she never drink. Boy, didn't I say we got the video? Okay, you remind me of Nature Boy. You want to post everything, but then think you can go back and lie about it. It doesn't work like that, son. It don't work like that. Your mom ain't teaching nothing this. And no, she did. Okay. He said, right. Well, for example, the smoking is serious. Also, I remember talking to academics, and he FaceTimed her at one point, rolled that beautiful Bing footage, and here comes Big Eye. And he said, you know, I FaceTimed her and she was smoking a joint, full on pregnant. I'm like, hey, it's a baby in you. It's a baby in the stomach right now. You know what I mean? And she was like how she talked. And he was like, no, no, no. Listen, the baby, it's not gonna have effect on you. You know, like when you find situations where people smoke crack and the baby comes out totally fine, right? But the whole time, the whole thing is like, you know, I've gone through a pregnancy before. And the doctor basically said, why take the chance? You know, why put something in that could potentially harm the child? Because I remember, you know, she was like, oh, I heard you could drink a glass of wine a day. And the doctor was like, why take the chance? Now, this is VLAD talking. This is the transcripts. It's not totally accurate, but this is VLAD. I've heard him say this before. You know, he talked about the glass of wine thing and why take the chance when he was talking to academics and whatnot. So I remember him saying this. So Blueface is like, yeah, she ain't do nothing. She ain't do none of that. I ain't she don't like that's the thing. Yeah, maybe you know you could smoke and get away with it. And be like, why take the chance? And he's the only reason. And you already not getting no visits, no appointments. You don't even know what's going on. It's your first baby. Like any first mother would be 24/7 worried. I hope my baby's okay. I hope my baby's okay. That's the only song that plays in your head all the time for 9 months. I hope my baby's okay. I hope my baby's okay. Do you know what kind of torture that is? Oh my God. And that's every single time you're pregnant, bro. Every single time you're pregnant and the whole entire time, that's the only song you hear. I hope my baby's okay. 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 You don't hear nothing else. I hope my baby's okay. I hope my baby's okay. That is it. For this chick to be doing all that, I don't care what kind of upbringing she had. This is just, listen, she's a demon. Okay. So Blueface is like, the only reason I say weed is because weed is medicine. Weed is, and you're an idiot. Weed is medicinal, and none of the other things you naming is in that category. Like crack, weed. I mean, crack, liquor. None of that is medicine, bro. Hey, she had other things in addition to weed that wasn't medicine. So what you talking about? And not to mention stress, since you've been through this before, all that crying and slanging and banging and fighting and stressing y'all be doing, the baby felt all of that. That develops the baby right then and there. That baby, that marks how the baby is developed. Do you not know that, you idiot? Come on now, you don't know nothing. You're a dummy. He looked like y'all gotta watch that. I don't advocate for VLAN's channel, but this dude is so dumb. Carlissa, your child is dumb. I'm talking about Dodo. I mean, look at his face, bro. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. Well, why somebody who was in cell block, whatever, with Blueface, you gotta come on here and you gotta tell us the story, the true story. What in the world made him get them tats on his face? You're not gonna sit here and tell me dude just was like, I'm bored. Tap my face up with some dumb shit. And then he came out and started putting logos on his. Come on now. So they got him real bad. They got him claiming a baby that is, messed up. That he put the work in on that now, but it's not even his baby. And then he come out with the tats on his face, and old girl helped put him in jail. Bro, listen, you can't make this up. Blue, what have you done, sir? What have you done? So he said, VLAD, I'm sure with your next baby and your next child's mother say, hey, do you mind if I smoke or not? You probably gonna say, I prefer you don't do that. And he said, I mean, like, I have my beliefs. Let's just leave it at that, okay? I have my beliefs because weed is medicine at this point. However, you want to do it? Well, the child is born, and when you look at the pictures and the videos, it somewhat depends that there's a disability going on. Hey, VLAD, you one step away from Charlemagne. Don't like Charlemagne either. I don't like VLAD or Charlemagne. I like Charlemagne even less. However, shout out to Jessica Reed and Justice for Jessica Reed all day, every day. But Charlemagne will put it to both of their ass. I won't. Have we seen them in front of Charlemagne? That's one platform. Why they ain't going to Breakfast Club? Everybody goes on the Breakfast Club. Soulja Boy been on Breakfast Club. Everybody been on Breakfast Club except for Blueface and Chriseanrock. I wonder why. Because they're going to ask you about Junior and Ronnie. That's why. So see, the child is born. When you look at the pictures, he got a disability. He got a disability going on, right? Ain't that true? He said, you know what? There's no disability. The only disability is her. Like, she's not how can I say it? She's not into it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just not giving it enough. Like, things you normally do with children, like, how they start off walking and talking. It's a build up to that. It takes a lot, for you to walk and talk. Hey, bro, some children just they very up. They ain't got nothing else to do. They sit around and watch everybody around them all day, every day. They like, I can't wait till these mofos can do all kind of stuff that I can't do. They can walk, talk, move. They can make stuff happen. That remote that I want, they can get that. You know what I'm saying? That toy I want, they can get that. That everything I want, they can touch that. I can't wait to start doing that. And they start trying to figure it. Some children will figure it out on their own and just start doing it. It's somewhat instinct for some children. So at the end of the day, bro, you can't 100% say that it's her. And then you and Chrisean are so dumb, you're so slow that you actually sit here and think that we don't see what we see. You think that all of us on the internet, like, we're the dumb ones? Oh my God. Okay. It's the vibe all the time, baby. So he said, that's why she not doing enough of that. You gotta, it takes a lot of you walking and talking to them and stuff, I mean, you're supposed to do that, but that's not the only issue here. And he said, she not doing enough of that because he can see, he can stand. Jury's out on that, Blueface. You telling a monkey face lie. Cause if any time we've ever seen him stand, it was propped and assisted. Okay. We have not seen a standalone Chrisean Jesus Malone Jr. We have not seen a standalone. Do y'all know what that means? That means that boy standing up by himself, whether he takes a step or not, fully unassisted, nothing surrounding him, nothing holding him up, and him holding on to nothing. And now one of y'all can say that you have seen him do that, and not for 1 second, much less 2-3 seconds. You haven't seen it, and he is 2.5 years old. Okay, he can move. He's very agile. He's agile, boy. Define it. Put your phone down. Put your phone. Define agile. I will beat the brakes off you. You do not know the definition of that word. You better stop. He's very mobile. Carlissa, see, this is why you need to get off the internet so you can teach your son, the things you didn't do back then. It's okay. Nobody was perfect. Okay. There's not one perfect parent on this planet. Okay, honey, but you're in denial about this. Okay. Your child is a whole complete dodo bird and you're just as proud as all get out. And that's okay if you want to be that. But he is saying that Chrisean Malone Jr. is agile and mobile. Now, this is y'all homework. Study those two words. Blueface, next time you get on this here internet, I want you to use agile in a sentence. And I want you to use mobile in a sentence. First, define each word and then use them in a sentence. And then I want you to use separate words that properly fit. 2 separate words that properly fit to define factually what Chrisean Malone Jr. actually is. Okay? All right? I know you're scared. But do the right thing, honey. Do the right thing. So, Vila said he talks. Vila, you ain't heard that child talk. Blueface hugged himself even tighter, leaned down, looked down, and he said, he don't talk, but he make noises. We know he make noise. We've been hearing it since he was first. We know he make noise. Okay, all right. Not everybody know what it sound like around me. He said, you can tell, like if you put your time into it, like you put your time in prison and came out with them tats on your face, boy, and you fat. Let me tell you something. how much money was Angel giving you? And then when did she come into the picture? It was like close to the end, right? And then you say Jaden wasn't hooking you up like that. Okay, so Jaden did. She did. Everybody say Jaden was posted. She was giving you money. Okay. But I know she had to take care of the children, so she wouldn't hook you up like that. You said commissary was $350 a week. What was you doing for that commissary, boy? You thick. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's what you had protein. Protein. Who am I lying? He said, but if you put the time into it, or we put the if somebody put the time into it, this is he gonna turn to a normal child. That's what you're saying to us. There's nobody who's gonna put, first of all, that is in care of him, that is going to put the time in. First of all, not even you. Not even you, his so called daddy. You barely putting the time into your biological children. Secondly, cut it because we know better. He said, it'll happen. It'll happen. But, if you don't, it's not going to happen for any baby. And here's where I'm going to add to your homework, Blueface. I want you to look up what a baby is. And I want you to come on here and I want you to give us a 2-paragraph report. You can handle it. It's only 2 paragraphs. Your mama can write it for you, but you better know it, what a baby is. And then I want you to tell us factually what Junior is, because he is not a baby. You confused because your mama calls you babe. My youngest son is about to be 21 years old. He asked me to stop calling him baby when he was 7 years old. And I obliged. I respected that. It was hard, but I did. You know why? I did not want to turn out to be like Carlissa. My male associates let me know I was on my way. And when he said, don't call me baby no more, my name is LJ, I said, you got it, son. Okay? I said, now go take the trash out. Would you take out the trash? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're doing big boy things. Okay? So, you got your homework assignment? Okay, good. He said, like, if you have a baby and you leave him in a stroller all day, and you know what? That is neglect and abuse. That's neglect and abuse. And you were fully aware of it. Hey, clown face, if you are going to take on the responsibility of this man's child, you could at least have some man in you. Okay, nobody taught you. My bad. That's a tall order. Honor that man and actually take care of his child. Do that, because you ain't fooling nobody. You are not taking care of that child. And you're going to sit up here and call him a baby. And then you're going to talk about if you leave him in a stroller, you see exactly what we see. And you're allowing it to happen, just like you allowed what happened to him when he was in the womb to happen. And you brought your raggedy tail out of jail. And you think running around here doing what you're doing is more important than being a proper father to these children. And that is a shame. So he says if you just leave him in the stroller all day, you just leave him as you're not intuitive, you're not tentative, you're not putting in these, kids show things for him to see, hear things, I don't know, transcripts cutting up again. Any child's going to be behind. Well, I'm sorry. Why is he talking like he's talking about somebody else's child? You're claiming this child, right? Now, answer me this, riddle me this, y'all. If this was Jaden. If this was Jaden we're talking about, and she was like this with, and I'm gonna say Journey because she's the youngest, right? And she would need more hands-on care than the older guy, right? Would Blueface just sit back and allow this to slide, or would he roast her on the internet every chance he got? Because that is his biological children, and because he is abusive towards women, especially his children's mother. But he's not doing that to Chrisean, right? You see, he's on V-Live and he is taking off for her while she is abusing and neglecting a child that he also sat back and watched and aided and abetted in her abusing and neglecting him while he was in the womb. Terrible, terrible human being. And Carlissa, his own mother, she's so busy trying to relive her youth and get clout while she's blowing up physically just like him. I don't know. So he said he don't have any of that. He doesn't have any of that. He had a hernia. We know where. I mean, that's it, right? He said, which obviously messes with his mobility early on. Okay, we all know about that. What does that have to do with anything now? He says, yeah, but that got taken care of. So that's the only thing I could say that would need that will slow his mobility down. If he's had something that he can't, sit down properly, he can't, for XYZ amount of time. What? Boy, what? Well, have you taken a DNA test? Vlad, stop it. But, hey, right questions though. I mean, go ahead. And he says, here we go, y'all. Yes, I took one when she was pregnant. And he said, okay, so before the baby was born and it came back with you being the father. He said, yeah. He said, okay, because when you took whack, when you talked to whack, he's still a little bit unsure about the whole situation. I mean, you know how people are with reality TV. They think certain things aren't real. Okay, so you're 100% sure that it's your son? Hold on, boy. You yourself said even after that test that you didn't believe that test. You said you got paid to take that test and to go along with that test, and you yourself said that wasn't your baby. We got the beautiful being footage on that as well, and we do. Okay, you said it on more than one occasion. You said that was Charles Barkley baby. You said that was Ronnie's baby. You said that was the cat down the street baby. Anybody's baby. Wasn't yours. Why is your mother over there talking about, or was talking about getting a fake DNA test? Why did y'all fake like y'all had a second DNA test? So now you're saying the first one was right and exact and you cool with that first one? Yeah, somebody done got that blue, y'all. Somebody done got that blue, and whoever they are, they rank higher than you, don't they, blue? They rank higher than whack too, don't they? Mm-hmm. He said, okay, so you're 100% sure that's your son? He said, until I see something to say anything different, I'm not going to say, listen, so you're not asking for another DNA test or anything else? He said, I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm not going to keep doing that. Listen, that's Ronnie baby. That's Ronnie baby. And this ain't going away. It's not going away. The baby needs help, and y'all are demons. And this interview was a dumb thing to do.